tooth exploded in my mouth. Oh. It's Mr. Kappa himself. Wait, what? My name is Thorlar, and this is my favorite interview on the Citadel.
Hi guys, welcome in to the very first episode of This Is My Favorite Interview on the Citadel. Today I have a very special guest. This is Mr. Thorlar. Oh, wrong way.
Hello.
Right here. Right over there. And Thorlar. That way. Hi. High five. High five. Virtual high five.
Oh, the microphone's in a way.
Okay, let's do this.
There we go.
We did it, hell yes. And Thorlar is a variety streamer all the way from Sweden. He streams a lot of different games. He has one of the bestest community on Twitch, and he was kind enough to agree to do this interview with me and to be the first victim of this interview series that I hope you guys all like.
No.
She's over there!
No, I'm not here. Oh, bastard. Thought I was here, but I wasn't. I'm over there. What? What?
All right, so Thorlar, first of all, my first question is going to be probably similar for most people. How did you end up being on Twitch? What in your life happened that you decided, okay, I'm doing this for a living. This is my thing. Now I'm a Twitch streamer.
Well, I might have a very unusual origin story because a tooth exploded in my mouth. So I went to the dentist, and then I got a bill, and I was a poor student, so I was like, okay, this is expensive to fix a tooth. I decided, like, I need a distraction, and I knew about Twitch from a friend 1 year prior inviting me to play with him, so I was like, let's see if people find it entertaining if I stream. So I booted it up, and the very first week of streaming, like the very first day, a person said, like, put a donation button, and I'm like, why? And they were like, I want you to fix your tooth. And I had fixed it. I just needed to pay the bill. And then a few days later, another person comes in and they're like, hey, how's it going? Good. I have a broken tooth that I fixed. And like, I'm just distracting myself. And he's like, I got you, bro. Another $70 and I could pay my bill.
That is amazing. That is such a great story, honestly. That is so great. So becoming a Twitch streamer over an exploded tooth.
Yeah, I never intended to stream either more than like a few weeks, and it just like, okay, well, fine, I'll pay you back by streaming, and I'm still trying to work my debt off, so.
So your Twitch community fixed your broken tooth. That is an absolutely, that is a super duper great story. So I know that sometimes your mom hangs out with you in your Twitch chat, right? And that is honestly very great. So what does your family think of Twitch and you being on Twitch?
I remember at first when I was talking with them, I would be like, we after a few months, we had like 3,500 followers.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was like, holy crap. And I was like, Mom, I have a whole village following me. How crazy is that? And they were like, oh, that's nice, dear, but don't forget to study. Like, put that first. Streaming, it seems nice, but don't like let that distract you from what's important.
All right.
And I understand that concern, like streaming was really new back then, and it's not something like 99.99% of everyone who tries streaming will not make a living on it.
Nice.
So,
and back then, how long ago was that?
I must be about 6 years ago. But I also took a long break.
So 2014, around that time?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, that is a very long time ago.
As time progressed and they saw what's going on, my mom and dad are super proud over what I do. And my dad wished he could watch more, but he has blood cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He gets tired really quickly because he doesn't have enough oxygen in his blood, and when he does things and tries to focus on things, he gets tired really quickly, and there's too much movement and noise in a stream, so he comes by sometimes, and it's like the biggest honor ever.
That is so great to have your family over there watching you. How does your chat treat your parents? Do they know they are your parents?
They do, and they usually notice them in the chat and just go like, hi, Mom and Dad, or Mom Lar and Dad Lar.
Momler and Deadler. I really love that. So
Yeah.
your entire community has you and then Momler and Deadler. That is really great.
And if we are here, we have the ice cave, which I feel like we were just in and we got done with. So what do we have? Oh,
Hey?
hey, Mama. Hey, Papa.
Hello,
Hey.
just passing through.
Since we're talking about family, right? Ladies, I'm sorry to bring this to you, but Thorlar is happily married, so you're a little bit late on that one.
Does my wife know?
So did you guys meet before you started streaming on Twitch or after?
We met by pure chance in a way. Like, it was this website kind of like a more small Swedish Facebook and
Okay.
more focused on like alternative music is what they described it as, like metal and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I saw her profile on that page and I saw that she liked a game I love, Geist of Arcadia. So I was like, oh, nice. Never met anyone, especially not a girl who actually likes this game. So I was considering writing to her, but then I saw like she hadn't been logged in for like 2-3 weeks, and before that, like 2-3 other weeks because
Right.
it had like most recent login. So I was like, she wanted to respond. So I actually leave her profile.
Okay.
And then I go to the browser like back button because I'm like, you know what? It doesn't hurt. So I click on the back button and I write her a message and I say, no, that game isn't good. It's the best.
Okay, that's all you
And
said.
because
Just
yeah,
one
she just
sentence.
yeah, I just said that, and then I sent her a little direct message, and I was like, I hope this isn't too straightforward, but I'd love to just discuss that game with you if you would have the time and if you're active more in another like instant messaging.
And
And
she's
then
like,
I
right, discuss that game. Yeah, right.
you know,
yeah.
exactly, like creepy old man coming, or 25 years old, they might not be old, but like creepy man on the internet. And she actually responded that very day. The odds were so small, and then she was like, yeah, it's fine, let's talk. And to make long story short, we decided to meet within a month as a New Year's resolution because it was around that time. We met
Nice.
within a month, and then 8 days after we first met, actually 9 days after we first met, we became a couple.
Wow. Okay. And you got married how long after you guys met?
That must be like 7 years after we met,
Wow,
and we
okay,
were
I kinda-
engaged for.
I kind of expected an answer like, in a month after we met, we got married.
We wanted it to be the perfect wedding, and we had a medieval theme wedding and everything.
Nice.
So
I
that's
think
why
I've
the wedding
seen-
took some time.
I think I've seen pictures on Twitter when it was either your anniversary or like the actual thing, and that was really, really
Yeah.
cool. So, does your wife ever get jealous of the people that you meet on Twitch, whether it's other content creators or maybe someone from your community? Is there any how do you say this? Any jealousy happening?
I feel like the only thing she has ever been jealous about was when I went to TwitchCon because she
Okay.
also wanted to meet everyone. And when I was actually invited by Bethesda themselves to visit London and the QuakeCon, so
Oh,
then she
wow.
was jealous of that. Like, well, I want to go there too, but like jealous of people in particular, not really. No.
Okay, so just like go into the events, right? So now that we've spoken about events, I had this question planned for later in the stream, but it's naturally went into that thing. So, what was the bestest convention that you've ever been to, and why?
I think I would have to say TwitchCon. I've been to a few, but what really like struck me as extra special with TwitchCon was both that I got to meet so many content creators, including
I don't know who's the.
a very special girl called Commander Ivy,
Oh,
who then was
me.
very poisonous.
All right.
Poison Ivy Lena, I think was your name
Yes,
back then,
back
right?
then I was Poison Evelina. That was a month before I changed my name on Twitch.
And our first interaction was basically you were taking photos of us, and I was like, "Hi, nice tattoos."
Yeah. Oh, I think the first how we met, because I was with a girl and she was fangirling over you, and she's like, this is Thorlar. He's amazing. He's doing so well on Twitch, but I want to come and approach him, but I'm too shy. And I'm like, I don't know him, so let's go. So I like dragged her hand and I'm like, hi, you don't know me, but I lurk on your stream sometime. But this girl, she wants to take a picture with you.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was how we met. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know this person. I'm just not going to be shy around him. And then
Yeah,
it was
and
just pretty
it was
cool.
awesome, and we've been friends since. And
Yeah.
that's like one of the reasons that I feel like TwitchCon was the best because of some of the friendships that
Friendships,
was
yeah.
yeah, that was actually formed at that point and are still lasting to this day. But I also had some other special opportunities, like Twitch offered me a meet and greet
Mm-hmm.
where there were like 30 people just showing up and being there, hanging out and talking with me. Just us being there talking was super surreal and like magical. So I got the honor of streaming at the event for two
Right.
hours, which I also got told like they had like booth and then a television screen outside that showed what you were streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I had seen a few different streamers be there. Like one had 1,000 viewers, and it was
Wow.
like empty outside their booth. And I was like, huh. Like, okay, well, I shouldn't expect anything either. Then now I know what to expect, so I'm fine with this.
Okay.
And then I sit there and stream. I tell the staff, like, if anyone against all odds comes by, I don't mind if they knock on the window and I can give them a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, I'll let them. And then a person comes and I get to hug them. And then another person comes a few minutes later and another hug and another one. And I was like, this is
So that
insane.
was like an entire stream of hugs. There was no gameplay. There was just
Basically.
hugs.
Yeah.
That is
And
great.
then after a while, like after an hour, the guy, the Twitch staff, he comes and he's like, puts his arm between and he's like, okay, okay. No more hugs. There's too many people.
Just
So,
play a game. Just go back to
yeah.
streaming and play a game.
And I think the main reason was because when you opened the doors, like it was
Right.
really unsteady, those things. So you might be bothering the other streamers with the doors opening and closing all the time. So I find it to be a huge honor that technically Twitch itself told me I'm not allowed to hug people.
Prohibited by Twitch police. You can
Yeah, and
stay
I
there.
met
Twitch
him.
police is here.
I
Yeah.
met that guy at the DreamHack later, and I
Right.
bought a T-shirt that
Uh-huh.
actually has a face hugger on it, and then it says "free hugs" underneath, and I
Uh-huh.
had to show it to him.
That is great. That is amazing. I think that's what I like about Twitch, how connected content creators and community can be during the events. And also how
Yeah.
you can also feel very connected to stuff as well. They don't seem like people who are very far away on like somewhere in the sky. You know, it's a
Yeah, I
very
mean, think
close-knit
about other
community.
websites, and like other websites, you feel like, okay, you have the users, you have the content creators, but you don't ever think about staff because it's just not like a thing we connect. Like, oh yeah, you wouldn't see them going into the videos of
Right.
the content creators and be like, hi, nice stuff. But on Twitch, you see it all the time. A staff
Yeah.
member showing up, like, hi, friend. Like,
Yeah.
they're friends of all
Exactly.
streamers, big and small.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. Amazing. All right. So you've been doing a challenge, right? You've been doing a challenge on Twitch. How many days is it?
Today, to the point of this interview, is actually 1,250 days in a row.
Wow. And how many in total?
Uh, well, that I'm gonna do
Yes.
is 3,650, which is 10 years minus the calendar aspect, because I just take like the value of a year times 10.
Right. So pretty much it's a 10-year challenge of you streaming every single day. How did you
Yep.
come up with the idea? How do you possibly decide, okay, from today on, I'm going to stream every single day for 10 years?
Well, I did set a world record in Minecraft once. You can see there's a lot of blocks going into this. You can't even make out too many details. There's an eye there, and I will actually not tell you what it is until we have flown over a bit more. The render distance, as you can see, is actually set to maximum, and we still can't see it all. So what we actually have here is this. This is not a picture. This is Minecraft. This is a overview seen through a world map called a DIN map, and all you need to do to actually confirm it's all made out of blocks is scroll in, scroll in, scroll in, and boom. You have here all of these blocks: uke boxes, crafting benches, redstone blocks, pumpkin, wool, and all these things. All of these make up the world's biggest pixel art, a world record set right here, right now. I hope you liked it. Thank you for your time. And that was basically
Wow.
just me thinking, hey, can anyone accomplish this? Because no one had ever done something like it before.
Right.
and so it was the biggest pixel art in Minecraft ever built. So I was like, I want to try. Is the human mind and body capable of taking all the time to do it? And the answer was yes. So then I saw all these people, like that person's doing a 1 year challenge, that one is doing a 2 year challenge, and like Carnage is a guy who like did 2,000 days before he took his first day off. And I was like, is 10 years possible? Because we know that 4 years is possible thanks to him, and
Hmm.
like basically 5 years too. But like, is 10 years? So I was like, let's try it out.
So you're just like, okay, I'm going on a challenge. That is pretty impressive. How does it feel to be streaming every single day? Is it stressful? Do you feel like it's becoming a chore sometimes? Because it's a big commitment for sure.
I feel like the first like 100 days are the most hard ones to adapt to because you have no days off anymore when you do a daily challenge. So at first it felt like, oh, we're finally up to 10 days, 20 days, now 50 and 100. How will I ever manage 3600? And like that's like so much more.
Hmm.
But at 100 no, like, days, you start seeing that thing as like, "Hey, I have 3 digits now. That's so cool." And suddenly it feels like time goes really quickly and you have a routine, you have a habit of going live. So at this point, it's more like if I'm not gonna stream, it just feels weird.
Right, it's true. But how do you manage it during a holiday season, right? Let's say Christmas, someone's birthday, special occasion, I don't know, like let's say wedding. When you go to conventions as well too, how do you not break the streak?
Since you can stream from the phone, going to a convention is generally like I can just do a phone stream really easily. And I feel like if you're gonna do a shorter challenge, it makes sense to like have a limitation. I have to stream at least 1 hour for it to count and such.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna stream for 10 years. I could be in some like horrible situation like an accident or like the severe loss I had a few months ago and
Right,
I need to have some more time for myself and 10 years is a lot of time.
right.
So my main thing when I started was, as I told them already from the beginning, that if I can only stream for 15 minutes to just announce that I am too sick to stream or I'm hurting too much, then that counts.
Okay, that's
And
great.
so it's like it's your own challenges. No one can say you're doing right or wrong. As long as I went live, that counts,
You've
basically.
also been doing a lot of charity, right? And a lot of people admire you for that. You've been donating money to charity. I think $1 out of every sub goes to charity on your channel. You've also been giving away a lot to the community, to other streamers. You've been doing countless giveaways every day. First of all, thank you so very much for doing that. I don't think I've seen anyone on Twitch who does the same thing as you do. But the
Thank you.
question that many people think, but maybe are too afraid to ask, or maybe they're not asking it in the right way. How do you possibly not go broke? How do you afford doing that? How? How?
Well,
how?
it's like I say with the games that I can give away that I am extremely blessed with. Sometimes like community members are like, "Hey, I have a lot of Humble Bundle games," and suddenly
Right.
it's like, yeah, they gave me 50 games, and nowadays I give away like 1 game minimum per day, sometimes two.
Right.
50 games is like 2 months almost of giveaways covered. So then upon that, I have partnerships with some companies. So for example, Tiny Build has given me games because they love the charity work we do. Gaga.com and then Chrono gave me games too because they wanted to help us with a charity event we had back in December, I think it
Mm-hmm.
was. But like I get these wonderful gifts, so I don't need to worry about the economical side of giving away
Right.
games.
Right.
So the ones I really take out of my own wallet for is more like when I do a sudden like $60 value giveaway, which the people can get like they can choose. Like not everyone wants the newest game. Maybe they will need a headset or something.
Right.
So I just take out of my own wallet sometimes, and usually because I can afford to, because the community has given me some support that has gone way beyond what like covers my basic expenses, and then the charity work and stuff. So that and the honor of getting approached with sponsorships sometimes, and that money can either go directly to charity or it goes to me and I give it to the community because I don't stream for money. I just want to have fun. So why should I keep it, you know?
That is really great. That is a super amazing approach. Yeah, thank you for answering that question because it was like a little bit straightforward, but I feel like it should have been asked because many people wonder, and I was wondering myself. So yeah, thank you once again for doing the charity thing.
Well, of course.
You've been saying multiple times, sometimes on streams and on Twitter as well, that you sometimes like affiliate streamers more than partners. Why?
I feel like in the end, I don't really see like if a person is affiliated or partnered. I even had to think about like, are you partnered? Because I remember celebrating your partnership, but it's just some like label that doesn't change who you are.
Okay, yeah.
But when I look at streamers and like I'm trying to find someone new and I tune in and I see a partner, and then I see someone that's not, I often feel like there is more energy and randomness and weird stuff that people come up with
But
that
good weird,
just
right?
yeah, good weird that just makes you sit there and you're like, wait, what? And you like you want to get out of your chair. And many partners, not all of them, but many partners, maybe they got comfortable, or maybe like some sadly burn out because they had a rising star and then it slowed down or even dropped a bit. And like they have lost some of that like energy and magic that the affiliate still retain. So and like on the chance of finding someone random, I definitely feel like affiliates are more commonly gonna give you that like surprise experience that
Hmm.
where you're like thinking, okay, I'm just gonna get a nice conversation, a nice stream, and suddenly like what did they just do? How did they do that? You know, it's
Teach me
amazing.
your ways, and then you go and you kind of explore, and you're like, okay, I want to do the same thing. How do you do that?
Exactly.
That is really great that you use that as your inspiration. That's for sure. Next question is gonna come as a kind of tricky, but you don't have to say any names. Is there anyone among your colleagues on Twitch that you do not like? You do not have to give me any names, but I had to ask.
I feel like disliking someone and giving them the time of the day of disliking them is a waste of your own time. So rather than disliking some, I just
Mm-hmm.
don't have any particular interest in them if they have
Right.
shown that they are greedy or selfish or just demanding and like I just don't give them the time that I prefer giving them to someone else that I feel needs it and deserves it, like my friends.
Right.
So I could even mention like a few names of people that we were talking and we were gonna do something, and then some big streamer, in their eyes bigger than me and stuff like, oh, this person has 1,000 viewers. Then they just like stop talking with me
Oh
and
no.
go for that person.
Bye.
That,
I'm leaving.
yeah, exactly. And that happened a few times.
Well,
For me, it's like, you know, have fun. Like
you
I'm
just
just
move
gonna,
on, right? You just move on. You
yeah.
don't waste
Why
your
should I
energy on
dislike
those
them?
people. Yeah, that's very good. That's a very healthy approach. That's a very healthy approach.
It's their mistakes to make. If they
Of
lose a
course.
friendship, that's their loss more than mine, unfortunately, you know? So no
Right.
reason to dwell on it.
I agree. I agree. And another question is, do you have somebody as a huge inspiration for you on Twitch? Somebody that you look up to, somebody that is your role model?
I have a few people there that I feel are inspirations to me, and one of them I can mention instantly is Ezekiel 3. The reason he inspires me is because he commands this energy that, like, he is like life embodied. And I feel like if someone came into his stream and says like I feel depressed, he could just tell the depression to like go out the window, and the depression like gets scared and like flies out the window. He's just such a strong and amazing individual, and he's so cheerful and amazing. And I met him at TwitchCon. He wore my hat. Quick fun story. Well, maybe slightly fun. He was standing there with some guy, and I was like, okay, like I have a chance now because I met him at his meet and greet, and I was like, I was too afraid to ask them, but could you wear my hat and can get a photo? And he was like, of course. And he gave me a big hug, and he's like, he's so caring, and like you can see at the meet and greet, he was hugging people and really strong
Nice.
hugs, and like they meant the world to him. And he has like thousands of viewers, and he never lost his way. Anyway, so he stands there talking with this guy, and he allows me this, and I tell this guy, I'm like, "Hey, can you take a photo of us?" And he's like, "Sure, okay," and takes a photo. And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm rude, making you take a photo of us. Like, who are you? Like, you seem familiar." And it's like, "I'm nobody, like, no one special." And, Ezekiel, he is like, leans at me, and he's like, "Imagine this guy with no color, like gray and, like, black and white.
Okay.
It's Mr. Kappa himself."
Are you see? Did you ask Mr. Copper to take a
Yes,
picture of you and a sequel?
yes! And I didn't even recognize it. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I got a photo with him too. And he also wore my hat, and it's like, I felt so so dumb when it's like, you go in there and you're fangirling so much over one, and it's like, "Oh, by the way, who are you?"
Oh, I'm
So
Kappa.
Mr.
I'm that
Kappa
person
himself.
behind the most popular emote. How come you did not make an emote of Kappa, legit Kappa, wearing your hat? How is it not a
Because,
thing?
well, the hat is kinda, pretty tall,
Okay,
so
it's true. But that
so I gave him a
is
beard and a Viking hat instead.
that is really great. Wow, what a story. There we go. Let's speak a little bit about video games, right? Because that's what we do. We play games for a living. Is there one game that you wish never existed? That is there, but you wish it never was created?
Like, I don't feel like I've generally experienced a game that the game itself made me feel like, "Oh, yucky, I don't like this at all." Like,
Okay.
that game is just like a game can still be good to someone else, even if I don't like it, and I don't feel like I've met one that I feel has been, like, racist or homophobic and stuff like that. That would make me go like, "Holy crap," like,
Right.
get that crap out of the airwaves, but
Yes.
like, I have played games I didn't personally like, but the game still deserves to exist. I am not a big fan of, like, developers who screw people over and never apologize for it, though.
Right.
So, while I don't consider them bad people, it makes me avoid their game because I take a stance against, like, deceiving your community. Even if you try to make it up, if you never apologize,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just avoiding the product.
Which game is your favorite? Absolutely, like 100%. The one and all. Like if you go to the moon and you can only take one game that you can play on the moon for the rest of your life there, which one would it be?
Like, I think I would have to say, Skies of Arcadia,
All
the
right.
Legends version, they have 2, and the one has more content. And, like, not only did I meet my wife because of that game, but it has this special atmosphere to it and how the characters develop, and it was just, like, one of the first games ever to make me emotionally attached to the characters to the point where certain scenes would really make me cry and feel bad for the characters. And, like, I gotta say my second game too, like, Xenoblade Chronicles is a strong contender because that game is perfect. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the music, the gameplay, the size of it, like, you could just play it until you die, and you'd still enjoy it and find new stuff.
That is great. So something. So 2 games, right? 2 games are going. Well, okay, I'm gonna let you take 2 games to the moon. 2 games. You're getting away with
Thank you.
that. You're getting away with that. Um,
Is it because of the charity work I do? It finally paid off.
no, well, yes, and also because you agreed to be the first one to do this thing with me. So
Hey,
yes, you got
so everyone else
dibs.
just gets one game?
No, everyone else gets just one. Because if they try to get the second one, I'm like, no, Thorlar got it. The rest of you just one. We have a very limited game capacity on the moon base. Only like 1 terabyte disk
I'll,
space.
I'll share with the games I brought. So
Fantastic, great. So they'll have to play your games. I hope they're happy about it.
yeah, they will learn.
Yes, I have 2 more questions for you left. I'm really sad this interview is kind of slowly coming to an end. I've been having a blast.
Thank you. Been having a blast too.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that. So, why cats? You have 3 cats, right now. So why cats and not dogs?
I mean, I think cats and dogs are both amazing, but ultimately, the first pets we had it wasn't well. We had a turtle, we had fish when I was young, but
Right.
like the first ones we got were cats, and I've always felt more attached to the general freedom that cats express and radiate because a dog, like, it's loyal, it's there, it's family, it's loving, and that's amazing. But there's something about that same thing with the added, like, if I don't feel like it as a cat, I'm just gonna like go away. You can
Mm-hmm.
pick me up, and I'll just be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like that added layer of that feeling is just something that like really like goes deep into my heart. There's
So whenever a cat comes and shows affection, you can tell that it wants to come and show affection to you. Because cats, I
exactly,
think cats are
and
a little bit more honest than dogs at times.
indeed, it's like a dog with like another beautiful trait with them is that even if they don't necessarily are up to it entirely, they love you so much and they're loyal
Yes.
that they will still show that affection because they know you need it. So that's the wonderful thing about dogs. While cats, like even if you need it, they may still choose like, nah, bro, I'm busy with my own things. So it can be a bummer. But when I was going through some hard stuff recently, my cat
Mm-hmm.
Asterix,
Mm-hmm.
he came and slept by my side all days and all night just
Oh,
to
that's really great.
cheer me up.
Yeah, he felt it. Cats can feel that too. Cats can feel that too. They're really
Yeah.
great. They're really great at it. And my final question, if Twitch ever stops existing, like it's not possible to do any live streaming, what would you do? Do you have that plan B figured out?
Well, like I feel like the medium of live streaming itself would like never die out because like news and media, like it's an important source of that. So
Right.
if it dies out in the form of Twitch, then I would still try to find a way because I feel like it's an important way for people, like in these times where there's been like stay at home, don't
Mm-hmm.
go out, don't meet people. It's a way to connect people to the world and make people aware. But if the medium of so like live streaming itself would die out, I feel like I would want to work with like helping people be there on the spot, like travel the world and help those in need. That's like we're trying to do from home with streaming.
That is really great. I can see you owning this van, having your cats with you, your wife, and you just travel the world on your van, just helping people, and people everywhere in the world, they just know you, like Forrest Gump, and they just say, "This is Thorlar!" And they just like run to you and give hugs. And then the wild Twitch staff appears and they're like, "No more hugs.
You are right.
No more hugs. He needs to go. Hugs have to stop."
Yes.
It's been really great. It's been really
He's
great.
my arch nemesis at that point.
Right, right. And then somebody makes a video game about you and, makes a movie and then documentary and then the legacy lives forever.
Ultimately, my main advice to
Yeah.
streamers when they ask like how do you remain happy in streaming, and it's because ultimately I am streaming for myself,
All right.
and myself is to like just be helpful and be there. So I enjoy streaming, being available, and if there's one person, then I'm available for that person. If there's 100, I'm available for those 100. But if you make it too much about being there for others, then when 100 becomes 50, then you're gonna feel a loss of like the people that you are there for, and I feel like that's a dangerous thing to value your streaming excitement on. It's a great addition to streaming. It opens up possibilities of like playing Jackbox and other multiplayer games together.
Right.
If there's no one there, you can. So that's still an option out of thousands of games and experiences. You can sing like you sing amazing, and you like put up like those wonderful songs on Instagram and stuff. I mean, stuff like that. It's not about games in any way. And unless you cosplay, like I loved your cosplay with
Which one's your
the Death
favorite?
Stranding.
Death Stranding
The
is
Death
the
Strand,
one
yeah.
with the
Stick with the
bananas.
bananas.
Excited because, because apparently I am the god. Because I am the god of low cost cosplay. You have no idea. I spent 2 rolls of duct tape and about 40 minutes trying to tape the bananas to the stick. They would not stay.
I remember seeing a picture of it on Twitter first, and at first I was like, okay, she's lost it. Like, there's a baby and bananas. Like, what the? Oh wait, that's Stranding.
So streaming is about you, as you said, being available for people no matter how many people are there. And if at least one person can smile because they watched you stream and can feel better, I think that's like, job well done. Job well done.
I've actually, if I can share a quick story, like the past few days, I've had people in my community, like whispers on Twitch and direct messages on Discord, and even two people at two different companies that just told me randomly how they appreciate the positive energy and mindset and perspective I bring to things, and that they appreciate being able to talk with me. And that is like the biggest gift of them all. Not to like receive any free product from those companies or a sub or anything from the viewer.
Right.
It's like knowing that you had such a impact, that you matter that much as a person to someone. That is definitely the best gift ever, and that's what I'm gonna bring with me in life long after the day where I will have to stop streaming at some point.
That is such a beautiful mindset. I feel like many people out there have to learn how to accept it, not just accept it, but learn how to accept it and grow to have this same mindset. Thank you so very much for doing this. Thank you so very much for having this interview with me. It was an absolute blast. Guys, check out, I'm going to do it right way. There we go. Check out Thorlar. I'm going to put the link for Thorlar's channel over there in the channel description. Go say hello. Go become part of this amazing community because they are great. They're going to welcome you. And then maybe one day when we can go back to events, you can go to the TwitchCon and you can participate in this giant group hug. But be first, because somebody's going to tell no hugs no more, right?
Exactly.
Be first to receive a hug. And Thorlar, one final thing. I need to ask you to say that this is your favorite interview on the Citadel, because I cannot let you go.
Of course, and that's my pleasure. My name is Thorlar, and this is my favorite interview on the Citadel.
That was perfect!
When we were playing marbles, 200 people in the same race, we got the achievement. The proudest moment, we got together as a community and made something near impossible happen. Did you hear that fart? Because I heard myself fart really loudly, and these are soundproof. Wow. You heard that fart? Awesome! Can someone clip that? Okay, new proudest moment.